I think I said before, all the buildings have a name. And this one here we call the bottle house. We have the Japanese house. And again, it's sort of like a Japanese design. I've got my sculpture. I'm very political. So I made, out of paper, made a sculpture with Taiwan. And I put up this sign. And every time a tour group came here from China, we would go and take pictures. And they say, hey, we want to take a picture. I said, okay, over here. So the people from China had to stand there with Taiwan as my country, you know. And this shows, the main cities. Kaohsiung, Tainan. This is Daomorli. Jade Mountain. And then the other places. Hi, my name is John. My Mandarin name is羅約翰. I'm a young Canadian guy that came here more than 25 years ago. I'm blessed to be married to a beautiful Taiwan girl, and together we're developing a farm here in southern Taiwan, Liugui, Kaohsiung. I'd like to welcome you to U Hao Chao. The farm we bought about 6 years ago. We then spent about 1 year using a digger and making level and doing stuff and doing that kind of setup. Put in the fences and all that, and then just started doing. First thing was to do the farm shed. Everybody says, oh, you have a farm, what do you grow? And I said, we are a rock farm. We grow rocks. We have the first building, like I said, was the farm shed. And it was basically just open, had a bed so we could sleep. And from there we have a little place for storing firewood and for my recycled timber and stuff. We go like that. Oh, I got more Papercrete. I got a bunch of kwai mu from old schools. So I just clean that up. People look at it and say, oh, it's just garbage. When I'm finished and make something, you think it's better than new wood. And most of it you can't buy, like kwai mu, you're not allowed to buy. And like I recycle everything. Glass, steel,
他要什么就做。
wood, tailu, and
我们比较会吵的话，就是他什么东西都要回收。那我常常跟他讲，我们家不是垃圾场，你不要什么东西都收回来。像他看到一个瓶子，什么都要收回来。然后木材，他最不会丢的就是木材。木材它可以弄一弄再用变新的嘛。
The farm shed, the door is made with recycled timber. And I had a window. I think you see this window is the same. So I just put it like that and built a door around the window. And basically I class myself as a military brat or a Navy brat. My father was in the Navy. And in Canada, in the Navy, you move every 2 years or sometimes less. So we went from one side of Canada to the other, to the Arctic. So lived all over. There's 5 children in the family, me, 2 brothers and 1 sister, 4, 5, 3 brothers. I left when I was 18. From the age of 18, I've been 45 countries around the world, I don't know how many times, lived in a bunch of different countries, worked, travel, work, travel, work, travel. So I quite enjoyed it. The big thing, like I'm into recycle and all that. Most of the places we lived in Canada, there was no stores, no shops. One place, we got food once a year. If you had something, you never threw in the garbage unless it was completely useless, completely destroyed. So we saved everything. So it's just, I guess one of the things I say, in the old days, travel was in my blood. Now recycle is in my blood. Now, people many times say, "Oh, this is like polylong," you know? How's that? Okay. And the weight for that size and that volume is about the same as 3 bricks. You pick up 3 bricks. Okay. And that's really heavy, okay? Now, if you hold this, and for the same amount of volume, I have to do I gotta really hold it. So, if I'm a building, to hold the brick, the building has to be very strong, just to hold it. Now, if there's an earthquake is this kind of motion, right? But the steel on this side, or concrete or whatever, has to resist going like that. So it has to be really heavy, unless the building is like really, really strong, which makes it very expensive, and expensive to build and expensive materials. But we build out of this. Now this brick is about the same volume, but the weight, I mean, I forget how many grams. It's only, you know, a few hundred grams. That's like 6 kilo. Now, if you make a building with this, and there's an earthquake, there's not much weight, so it might do that. But if it's a bit rigid, it doesn't go anywhere because there's no. So many times I'll be here or in Damorli on the computer doing Facebook, and somebody says, "Oh my God, did you feel that earthquake?" Oh, rats. That's not fair. You know, all these earthquakes, everybody enjoy, and there's nothing. And people say, "Yeah, but what if it's a really big earthquake?" And this, granted, the building is either steel or wood, but it doesn't have to be very heavy to hold this. I mean, there's no weight, easy to support. They said, "What if it's a really bad earthquake and the building falls down?" I said, "A little earthquake come, this fall down, hit you on the head, you're dead. This, to fall down, have to be a really big earthquake. Hit your head, you get a headache." So for me, just for that alone, this is way safer than that. I was building our schoolhouse in Damorli, and I was going to be doing, although I recycle stuff anyways, wood and glass and steel, I hadn't done the walls of the building, and an American friend was we were actually having a couple of beers for lunch, and he asked me what I was going to do, and he said, "Well, why don't you use newspaper?" I just said, "Hey, look, here, have another beer." You know, it's a crazy idea. He said, no, it really works. You check it out. So I went in on the interweb and had a look, YouTube, and went, "Hey, wow, it's doable." The way they showed it was pretty rough, but I figured it would catch on if I used that kind of concept, but used it to build a conventional style structure. And so started doing that, and 15 years later, I'm still doing it, improving it, changing it, and trying to get people to actually embrace the idea. You know, I've had more than 100 jobs in my life, and had in 45 different professions. And one of my jobs was a male stripper. A male stripper, you know, boom, boom. Good money, but it's now a little bit different. Okay, the building, like I said, is steel frame, but in between is not just Papercrete bricks. Put the bottles in so you can, you know, different colors, different size. And Shelly said, "Oh, you know, I don't want to stay here, you know, no kitchen." So I built a kitchen, and again, it's all recycled wood. So we sleep here and then work all around. It's pretty simple sort of life. Many people have asked me, why did I come to Taiwan? I've been teaching computers in New Zealand for more than 12 years. And computers are boring. And I just wanted to change. And a Taiwanese friend said, "Hey, well, why don't you go to Taiwan?" And I went, Never even thought about it. So I applied. The next day I had phone calls from Taipei. Hey, when can you come? So a couple of weeks later, sell everything, quit all my jobs. I had 3 jobs, quit all my jobs, come to Taiwan. My idea was to be here 2 years. That was 25 years ago. So the place kind of grew on me. And I like it so much, I actually gave up my Canadian citizenship to become Taiwanese. And so in 2017, I got my passport and then the Taiwan ID. And I'm prepared, or I expect to die here. This is my home, and this area here is definitely my home. I love it. Climate's great, people are friendly, lots of food, interesting food, and easy to, from here, easy to go anywhere, you know. God, beautiful, God's country. Okay, we're in busy high-speed rail station and waiting for my son and 2 grandsons to get off the plane from Zoing or from Taoyuan. Hey, little guy. Hey, guys. How's it going?
Long time no see.
Yeah. Yeah. God damn, what happened to you?
Yeah, I doubled.
Well, you've been putting manure in your shoes or something. Yeah. Hey. Oh, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Didn't think it was going to be this time. Okay, this is my first son. Mind you, the only one. Joshua. This is, now, do you say Isaac or Isaac?
As you wish.
Oh, and his name is As You Wish. And this is Johan. And Johan has the same name as me, except mine is my Mandarin name. Anyhow, welcome to Taiwan. I'm sorry, no snow. You know why she is Xiao Mama? Xiao is little. Her daughter went to Canada and went to school in Canada, and she stayed with my mother for 5 years. And while she was there, she just became like part of the family. Her name is Stella. So Stella used to call my mom, Mom. So if my mom is her mom, then her mom is my mom. But my mom is obviously a little bit older, so we go Mom and Xiao Mama.
Xiao Mama.
Yeah.
You're the big brother, you're
Shelly 是迄个同学，嘿，当然啦，家老公按住直接安尼做按住认识的，也跟伊啦吼，安尼哦，过好做事情，佢过少安尼冇做事情，安尼停下来嘅。有佢木煮白开落啊，吼，煮开是爱做事，嘿，佢过好像安尼鱼木鱼啦，鱼嘅包子屋啊，也得安尼。
Shut up. Have you eaten enough?
You
know, they'll ask you, they'll say, have you eaten your fill? 你吃饱了吗?
How do you say Hakka?
吃饱了吗？
Slow, old guy.
吃饱了吗？
Su bao.
饱诶。
Su bao a mom.
吃饱。
Oh, okay. It's all right. I know only about 2 or 3 words in Hakka. My Mandarin's terrible, but Hakka is almost. Regards my relationship with my wife, one, as my wife, she holds a special place in our relationship. It's different from my son and so on. As far as conflict or friction, I guess One is a little bit the personality. I mean, we're slightly different, and they say difference attract. The other is culture, and with some of the things that have happened with us and between us, and especially family and so on, I'm amazed at how strong culture impacts on people. I guess the biggest friction we have is over my inability to speak Mandarin. And sometimes she just gets frustrated with that. And she will, oh, why don't you speak Mandarin? I said, well, I'm just plain stupid. You know, I can make all the excuses. I've explained hundreds of reasons why. I mean, in school, I failed Latin, I failed French. They failed me in English. I became an English teacher. Language is not my forte. When we bought the land, there was nothing here. It had been a rice paddy for about 20 years and then wasn't used for 10 years. And so we bought it was nothing. So we did a rotary hoe and all that kind of stuff. The houses and stuff, nearly all of them are boughs of paper. And everyone has a name. And sometimes the name is a bit of a joke, but it's sort of the way we do it. Well, we started this like 15 years ago, and we've become sort of famous. Like I said, we did like more than 40 Taiwan TV shows. So everywhere we go, anywhere in the country, somebody will say, hey, are you Damoli? And I guess, I mean, we want to do that and get a change. But one of the big prime movers for me, personally, was the trouble we had with the illegal, and I keep saying all the time, illegal stone factory next door. Spent more than 10 years in and out of court, thousands of dollars. After 10 years, honest, I was really tired. And my wife, Taiwanese, typical Taiwanese, don't want any trouble, and people do something, okay, they turn away or move, whatever. Me being me and also being a foreigner, hey, it's not right. Everybody knows it's right. Even the courts say it's not right, but it's just the way it is.
也个农场吼，开有差不多15年嘞，因为讲也个安尼种啊吼，甲个隔壁个杀虫啊吼，经有安尼官司的问题啊，也个官司啊吼，都安尼缠连嘞，差不多有10年有诶，有判下来，啊减养。 反正都安尼官司了的，结案的都好的啦，啊都紧啊都接下来做安尼。
Hey, sit down, sit down. So you ready? Okay. 明天见. You know what that means? See you tomorrow. And we do. Oh, sol mio. You know that? You know that song?
My dad is that's someone that doesn't tolerate bullies, and he stands up for what he believes in, and will let people know what he thinks. And so that's just something that Dad's been like since forever. I don't know enough about the context here to know whether it's how threatening it really is. It definitely seems concerning. Yeah, I've been kind of watching from the sidelines to hear the news. I know Dad can take care of himself. He's been through some interesting things and places. So I wasn't that worried, just a little bit concerned.
Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go about 1.8 kilometers. This is a road goes up to Sanping, and part of it's paved. They just did it up 2 years ago. It had like a typhoon, but it just really made a big mess of all the roads and so on. So they've just sort of done it up, and then this year we had a little bit of a typhoon, so they cleaned up the roads. Parking here.
其实我现在比较不讲话，他女儿来的时候，我几乎都没有讲话。其实我在7月14号的时候有发生过一次，就是小中风。那完了以后，就是身体就是觉得很软弱， 没有力量，在2个月以前慢慢好起来，才有现在我在每天爬山啊，做什么这样子。
How you doing, Mom?
Okay.
Not cold? Shelly's stroke for both of us was a big blow and actually a bit of a wake-up call. Our life basically went on hold for quite a few months. I've done a lot of research. I talked to doctor friends, what have you, and one of the things I want to do is get her out, keep her in the hospital, go see this and that. I said, no way, that is not the solution. And I really had to fight for it. And so took care of her. And after a couple of months, friends and medical professionals said, wow, you're a pretty good nurse, John. In some ways, it's brought us closer together, and it's made us rethink a little bit of our future. So that's where we're going.
Ew.
That's the parking here.
Yeah. No, it's not a barking deer.
It is. What is it?
Is it a really small one? It's not like, but it's brown colors. The color, right color of a barking deer. Gaoza!
你的儿子啊，
Yeah. What is it? Twins it.
哦，你不是比你高啊？
I know, I tell him, look, don't be so tall.
Oh.
Yeah, okay,
Oh,
now that's better.
有像，你几个儿子？
Yeah. It's Urza, twins it, and he's sort of like his mommy.
哦，
And he's like me. He's Roy Johan This is what Didi. What Leo Gui Didi.
你回去。
你们跟这样认识多久了？
就通通在这里运动啊，
爬山
弄出来爬山啊，冇問題嘛。
大部分是種較無留意交談語堂唔是。
魚塘唔是啊，就因為阿爸哦，哎呀，要開玩笑呀，開玩笑用底啊。
開玩笑幾句。
他是一個很有趣的人。
對，他不錯。
他太太會解釋。
他太太會解釋啊。
好，你們去。
好，你們去啊。
Okay.
好，拜拜。
And
It's either an animal or a yoho.
Josh, can you just stand there?
Anyway.
Grab the old lady. Ready, set. Oh. Do the stick. Huh. Okay, May, come on. You go up ahead. I look at that and I see a house, and furniture and all this kind of stuff. But I haven't found a decent way to make it bug-proof. There's a company in...
Is it bug-proof because the termites will eat the bamboo?
Well, not just the termites. There's all kinds of like beetles and stuff.
That eat the bamboo.
Yeah, that eat. They go in for the plant sugars. And so the two ways of treating it, one, it's a two-step process. They steam it to cook the sugars, and then they smoke it. All you'll do is you'll twist the whole thing. When I was a boy, we spent half our time in the outskirts of Canada, the Arctic, up north of Alaska, west of Alaska. And growing up, I was always interested in animals and plants and trees. And then coming here, of course, there's a lot more different stuff. And I'll see a critter and I go, what is that? We have the interweb now. So, what is that? Take a picture and, oh, really? I just discovered this really ugly looking bug and it eats cockroaches. And one just went in the house the other day and went, oh, I know what you are. God, I don't like you. So, yeah, and we have a couple of friends that are into that. Have a Taiwanese couple, and when they come with us and we hike up the mountain, they say, that plant can be used for this, that tree, that insect. So yeah, just one of the many things I'm sort of like interested all the time. Shall I open this?
第一次煎蛋饼。
What are you making?
蛋饼，egg flour，by the first。
以前他们来都是吃西式早餐吗？
他们哦，对，我们早餐都是切水果，然后加cereal。
I met Shelly, I guess, as a friend of Dad's in second or third trip here. Like everyone else that I've met in Taiwan, very, very friendly. But, you know, as I got to know her through subsequent visits, I found her to be extremely patient to put up with my father. Yeah, I think Shelly is definitely being a great member of our family now. I really think of her as being part of the family.
I was really lucky to meet Shelly almost 25 years ago. I used to go swimming every morning, and I was the only sort of foreigner. Everybody's interested, who's this guy and what have you, but nobody spoke English. But Shelly spoke some English, so they would talk to her and she had to go and ask me some questions. So anyhow, one morning, go swimming, and I go diving into the water. And as I in the water, as I come up, I went, oh my God. I'd lost so much weight that my bathing suit had come off and was floating in the water. Shelly happened to be swimming by, and she came over and she said, I think this is yours. And I said, oh, thank you, thank you. And she had a big smile. I said, oh, well, look, after you've seen what you've seen, you're going to have to marry me. And she went, and so that was sort of the first time to really meet each other in the swimming pool.
印象很好啊，就是那时候还是朋友嘛，还不是夫妻啊，就是每天这样子，我就觉得他就是，因为我是那边是我以前的夫家，那没有什么心事可以讲啊，就跟他讲啊，我就觉得他是一个很好的讲话的对象啊。
After we got married, we never were apart more than one day. For years and years and years, we never were apart. If we go do something, we always, spent the night together. It was just like that. So romantic.
All right.
Okay, so you can turn the water on. Chembu. When we're making the Papercrete, we use paper, baozi, cement, shui ni, and shui or water. And the ratio is 1 part cement, 1 part baozi or paper, and 15 parts water. We soak the paper.
So, hang on. You said earlier about the mass of it. Had you previously weighed it when it was dry?
Yeah, I do everything. The cement and the paper are dry weight.
Okay. And then you.
But why? You got to be careful between mass and weight.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
mass.
That's why I say weight, because it's not by the mass; it's actually by the weight. Yeah.
I think our family relationship is based, I guess, perhaps on a certain amount of independence, especially since I left home at 18. Even when I was traveling, when I was 15, there's an aspect of knowing that they're there somewhere on the planet, not necessarily with us. It wasn't such a huge deal because he has his life here. He's not really directly involved with our life in Canada. I'm just really glad to have been able to find an opportunity this week to be able to travel and see him here.
If it's not, okay, no. Yeah, when we first started, it's quite shaky, so if somebody's riding in the back, it can be a little bit, they have to make sure they either hold on, but today I try to make sure I had softer paper so it's easier to mix. What we're doing here is actually just a natural progression. We moved on. There are different reasons that we've basically stopped being totally involved or immersed in Damoli. But what we're doing here will be an extension of that, or actually a progression on that. We've had people coming here and doing activities on recycling. I'm now doing some other aspects of recycling, and we still have groups coming here. I want to finish this place a little bit more, and then we'll emphasize that. And my wife is doing her bit as well. We do activities in the community. In the Ligang area, everybody knows Uhao Chao, where it is. Somebody says, oh yeah, we live down near Uhao Chao, so we're now the point of reference. Whereas in the past, something else would be the point of reference. So we're not expanding, we're just shooting out, but carrying the same load, but in a slightly different direction. Jerking and jumping like the whole way. You know why we do the bottle?
Why?
Well,
You take less Papercrete?
well, actually, the main reason I do it is inside is air, or
To make it lighter?
no, we use it for insulation.
Oh, all right.
So the Papercrete block with just solid has certain amount of insulation. But if you put a dead air space, that's what we call it, inside the brick, then it's even better insulation. I've actually, I've been in communication with a few different people that have been to our place, and I've heard of one or two people doing some elements of what I teach. When I first started, I thought I'd be able to teach and reach quite a few people. After now so many years, and fully understanding that people just can't get their head around the fact it's different, I've just come to accept it. But it doesn't stop me from trying. I've actually worked out some more ways to demonstrate what I've been trying to say, to illustrate it. Because people, oh, yeah, okay, and they go away. Well, that was interesting. What did you get from it? Oh, it was interesting. Yeah, but what did you get from it? Oh, it was interesting. That's it. I want to be able to sort of get past that, so they can say, yeah, well, this idea that the seismic load or the structure or just even the recycle, that you can look at this amount of newspaper and wow, it's a house. Amazing. If I can get people to go from that to that, I'll be very happy. But if they don't, I'm not unhappy. It's just the way it is. I'm just going to keep on doing my thing. 加油加油！好久不见。
You inside it or?
No, we're taking. Yeah, we're going to take out. Is that okay?
Okay.
孙子，儿子，孙子。
She said you are handsome.
It's all right, but here, many of them, the glass is not very good. They come for my birthday. So I was. Oh no, please. Oh, very.
之前伊在遐边做生意，之前在遐边做生意，之前伊对个大茉莉个品牌，伊就上讲个表，对遐在遐边咧是伊就做生意，其实有伊个助手，伊就在遐边了，在遐边做生意啦，在遐边做生意时，伊就有係咪開講啊？
那你对他的印象是？
他印象咯，佢熱情不錯，伊就拢喺下面聊天就對啦，伊做嘅東西我咪講，佢有伊自家嘅想法，係啊，伊唔會講做佢簡單嘅東西，伊會做伊自家想要做嘅。
後生。哦，客家話。後生。Yeah. 後生。
So the first time I came to Taiwan was just at the end of my university studies. I had been in Canada for about 7 years. On that trip, I came to visit Dad for a week, and it was 2000, so it was just not long after the earthquake. And at that time the HSI wasn't around, so I had to go from each of the buses. And Dad, he wasn't living in a big place. It was just, Hue, really quite relatively small. It was just really friendly. Everybody saying hello to me. And I was impressed by how quickly Dad was able to meet people and make friends. And I mean, he is not embarrassed easily, so it's not much effort for him to just, even if he doesn't speak the language, to go into a place and say, hey, this looks interesting, tell me about it. I mean, like, that's, I guess, how he's been able to learn so much in this time. But those were my first impressions, were very friendly people and a welcoming place. So again, not too surprised that he was interested in coming here.
May, don't look. Don't look. Don't look. We're headed out to Taichung, to a university there. We're going to do a talk about paper house. So I brought some stuff. We're going to do some engineer type examples and a bit of a talk, a bit of theater. Hello, Taichung. Welcome to the world of paper. That kind of thing.
我们每一次以前是常常演讲，那今天以前还有到台北去录影啊。那每一次反正就是有预备嘛，那我一定要跟啊。他中文又不会，翻译啊、打杂、付钱啊，付钱最重要。到哪里吃啊？哎。
My black shirt, the black pullover.
Oh, the in the luggage.
Oh, the luggage. Good. Aren't you a good girl? Okay.
各位同学，谢谢大家今天来参加我们这个下午的活动。那我们今天的讲者，Mr. John Lamore， 如果等一下大家有想要问他问题的话，可以来找 John。OK。
Okay. This is brick they normally use to make a house. Yes. And this Papercrete is smaller by volume than 2 bricks. People ask me, what's the difference? Because I was teaching, in New Zealand for a number of years before I came to Taiwan. And is there a difference between the students, the East and West, let's say? There is, and there's a decided difference between this, the way the students have to, basically, I guess it's the expectation. They are put under a lot of pressure, especially from their parents and their family. West, they are too, but the expectations in the West are like more, to me, more realistic. And they give the students in the West generally have more freedom, and with the more freedom, they can get in and they can absorb what they want and what they don't want. In Taiwan, my experience is the students get there, and they are taught what I call the Confucian heritage culture method, which is the teacher is the font of all knowledge, the student is an empty vessel, the teacher comes in, pours their knowledge into this vessel, and the student comes away educated. My experience that, one, it doesn't work, and two, to be able to increase the interaction between the student and the teacher, to me is really, really important. My teaching style ends up being almost diametrically opposed to the way teachers do it. But part of it's personality too. And like the students today, they're good, they're all shy, they're first year, don't want to make a mistake. But you can still engage them. It takes a little bit more energy on the part of the educator. But in the end, to me, it's worth it. I see when they come out, none of them are going, oh God, that was so boring, you know. Nearly all of them come out and they're talking about what happened or what they saw or what the other student did. Wow, to me and I only spent an hour and a half with them. If I was spending a year with them and that, to me they'd be way better students.
Hey, everybody got to give Crystal a big hand. She's really good. Way to go, Crystal.
Yeah, it's a key ring.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh my God.
To you.
Birthday to old guy. Happy birthday to you. Oh, thank you. And then you go, for he's a jolly good fellow. Oh, that's me. Everybody just put your glass down.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, everybody touch hands.
Okay.
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 Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, now we're going to do the wish. I wouldn't be at this birthday if it wasn't for my wife. So she can help me. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Always happy. Yes.
To be young again. Young again.
Yes.
John, he's curious as a kid, and active like a young man, and wise and like an adult. 所以他好奇心很强，活力十足。
Oh wow! Wow!
伫尾迄種生日，係愛佇對台灣親愛啦，佇個太太吼，迄台灣人，佇咧南部想法親久的，愛一遐朋友吼，親愛堪伊做朋友，所以今天祝福 John， 他這樣在台灣的生活非常美滿，可以一直的去跟這塊土地連結。
虽然 John 他不是从事艺术工作，可是因为他天生里就有那种创作的细胞，所以在他的建筑物里面还有这种对美感。然后我觉得艺术能够真正带到生活中，才是一个真正的可以来服务生命的部分。这样，那我希望 John 可以一直保持他这种天真浪漫。一直到永远永远。
Happy birthday! 你好，你好。Everybody okay? Number one, good. Okay, I'd like to welcome you to Ligang. First thing people say, what's Ligang? Ligang is the address, and it happens that the building is Ligang. And we just thought, hey, we'll just call it Ligang. We don't call it a coffee shop or whatever, but that's ideally what it's going to be. And usual is my Papercrete walls, recycled windows. Because I like to do the stained glass, I've put in some stained glass, so I've changed that. There's going to be 4 of these, so I've got 1 done, ready to do 3. And in here, as usual, I do my some recycled windows. The dark wood is from a bye-bye table in someone's house. And that's pieces there, there's a piece up there. The tiles came from the roof of my wife. So they'll be like that, do a typical sort of tile roof. The idea is that when you come in here, you're in a little village courtyard. So that's going to be decorated like a shop, a different place there. Over there will be 2 or 3 more shops and done up with, and the roof is going to be different. Because it's Ligang, I want to show the transition of the area in 105 years, Ligang. Somebody asked me if I'm satisfied with my life. I'd actually have to say no. And to me, it's like saying, are you content? And I'm not content because there's so much more I want to do. If I was content, okay, I'll be here and just sort of die. I'm not content, I'm not satisfied. Do I have a goal? My only goal is to live longer and do more. They say, well, what do you dream about? Live longer, do more. What kind of thing? Oh, I have no idea. Just whatever happens. My mantra is carpe diem. Seize the moment. On the bottom of all my emails and stuff, the thing at the bottom is always carpe diem. Just seize the moment. If something comes up, hey, you want to try that? Oh, okay. That's how I live. This actually shows you our past, present, and future. We have an idea what we want to do, and we'll go for it. We've done that all the time. And I'd actually like to thank my wife for encouraging me, supporting me, and stopping me from being crazier than I have been or could be. Okay? Thank you.
Granddad John, stay young, stay safe, and never stop being a child at heart.
I wish you have an interesting time in the near future, and that all of the challenges that you can encounter, I'm sure you will be able to overcome them.
John, 你是我唯一的，我也是你唯一的。那我是希望我们最后的阶段生活里面就是你平平安安，身体要健康，这样就好了。我一样的爱你。